Ladies and gentlemen, I have had already quite a few tweets, comments, emails asking Seatin, what do you think of the Memory Lane Crystal that's currently up for grabs as kind of the top prize in Arena this weekend? So we got the Memory Lane Crystal as the top prize and Vision Age of Ultron as the basic champion. And if you don't have Vision, I definitely suggest trying to grind for him in the 4-star arena. Such an incredibly useful champion and is certainly probably going to have a really solid use when it comes to Act 5 because his power drain is ridiculous and his ability to, be immune to both bleed and poison and also heal block. He's just a really great utility champion. So if you haven't already got that champion, I would suggest grinding for him. However, we're going to talk quickly about the Memory Lane Crystal. So again, it's kind of in place of the featured champion, which in the 4-star arena, only 400 people can get. But I assume a lot of people are going to be getting them in, the 2-star arena, and also, as the, the 6 to 10% reward in the 4-star arena. And I think if you're a new player, if you've recently started playing the game in the last few months, it's quite a fun crystal, quite a fun reward to get. But for the veteran players grinding it out, let's have a look, guys. So it's any champion that has been released in 2016. And you see the banner, and you're like, well, there aren't too many great champions in there. But let's have a quick look at the actual list. Now, guys, we have 26 champions, so it could be any one of these 26 champions that has been released in 2016. Now, the first thing that I'd like to mention is that the first 12 of these champions have already appeared as the basic champion in Arena, with Civil Warrior to come next week, along with the introduction of probably Gwenpool to the game. So 12 of these champions you probably already have if you're kind of at that level of Arena grinding, and one of those champions is, of course, Kamala Khan, which is not a great pull at all. Now, I think in terms of, because this is, top 400, guys. This is putting in some big boy points. We're probably looking at an estimated cutoff for this crystal, I would assume, between 9 million and 11 million points, which is a lot of battles for something that I feel is just, it's too much of a gamble. If I put in, over 9 million points and got about 80% of these characters, I'd be quite disappointed. And it's mainly, the first, all of the top row, you've probably already got them already from either grinding, or a lot of them have been in the premium and 4-star hero crystals for a very long time. And then we go to kind of the bottom row and all the way up to Karnak, I believe, has been added, with Rogue being added very shortly, along with Quake coming quite soon in January as well. So I think some of the characters are quite good. I think some of the highlights of this crystal do include Nightcrawler, I'd say, is really good. Quake's really good and probably worth the points. Ghost Rider, Mordo, Dr. Voodoo, and Hyperion. So I'd probably say only 6, in my opinion, out of the 20 champions that are available, are actually worth putting in that amount of points, which are pretty dire circumstances, I must admit. Out of 26 champions, only 20% of them are actually worth it. So I personally, guys, not that I've been for a featured champion yet, but I definitely will not be going for this crystal. It seems like you have an 80% chance to get either a champion you don't want or quite a subpar champion, so I don't think it's that great. But, if you're a new player, you just started playing the game, you want to maybe get, a chance at a random champion that's been released this year, maybe it might be quite a new champion to you, I think it might be a fun thing to go for, especially for the newer players. But for the veterans, it's just so much of a gamble. The variants, you could either get a 4-star Mordo, which would be amazing, or you could get a 4-star Kamala Khan, or She-Hulk, or Old Man Logan, or Civil Warrior, and they're for putting in that amount of points, that you certainly don't want to see that champion pop up. And I think statistically as well, if we look at the sample of 400 crystals and then break it down by the 26 champions, on average, 16 of every champion is going to be dished out. So that out of the 400 guys, there are going to be 16 people who grind close to probably about 10 million points to get a 4-star Kamala Khan, or 4-star, also another 16 to get an Old Man Logan, 16 to get a Venom Paul. So yeah, I really do feel sorry for those guys. There'll also be people who, you know, like grind like 10 million to get Falcon as well, who's like just been in the arena probably for like, you know, 3 and a bit million, and I assume the next cutoff's probably going to be out 4 million. So yeah, I hate this, absolutely hate this as a 4-star one, but it is a really big gamble. I'm personally think if you are doing this crystal, man, you're pretty insane. You are pretty insane. You are way too optimistic about the game if you want to put in that many points. But I'm also very, very intrigued as to where the cutoff is going to land. Like I'm predicting like 9 to 11 million because, you know, although it isn't. It's not terrible, the featured champion, but it's not super hype either, so I'm not too sure what it's going to be. But I can imagine, guys, we are going to have a lot of fun when the winners are announced for both rounds on Reddit, on Twitter, on Facebook. Just seeing people pull, like, really crappy champions or really ones that they didn't want. So yeah, I feel sorry for you guys. Again, if you are one of those people, my condolences in advance. But yeah, guys, that's what I think of the crystal. I don't think it's really that great for farming as a 4-star one. If you're a newer player, you want to go for the 3-star one, it's not much of a grind, and you might get something that doesn't completely suck. But the 4-star one, for me, and I think most logical, sane people, is out of the question. That's just my opinion, guys. Let me know, guys, what do you think of the 4-star and 3-star memory lane crystals? Do you like stuff like this in Arena? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. Apart from that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.